This is Bermuda Triangle. It's a game from the 70s. It looks like a game from the 70s in this big, awkward, rectangular box. What you're going to be doing in the game is you're going from port to port delivering goods to get money, and you want to be the first person to get a target amount of money to win, so it's kind of a race. While that's happening, you've got this big magnetic death cloud that's floating around on the board, and it might pick up your ships and eat them. So it's, something I haven't seen in any other game. It's really interesting and different, and I'm going to set it up and show you how to play it. Alright, so when you set up your copy of Bermuda Triangle, it's going to be something like this. You're going to have 5 different types of cards, and you're going to sort them by their type. You got bananas, sugar, oil, lumber, and then you've got your home port cards. You're going to want to shuffle all of those separately, and then the game tells you to put those money side up. So we'll go ahead and do that. In our gameplay footage that you watched, you'll see that we did not do money side up, and that's just because we missed that little note. But really, you could do either. I suppose if it is money side up, there's a bit more strategy involved because here people would be a bit more inclined to perhaps go for oil because it's worth so much money here, and lumber and bananas not so much. Anyway, there are different numbers on the cards, so it's not always going to be the case that oil is worth $90,000. The goal of the game is going to be a race to get an amount of dollars. The rulebook tells you to play to $350,000. I think that's probably too long, but who knows? If you're having a blast, maybe you'll play to $350,000. It tells you if you want to play a shorter game, go to $200,000. Really, just decide how much money you want to play towards and just do that. The other way the game could end is as soon as someone has lost all of their ships, that will end the game. So whoever has the most money at that point would be the winner. The other thing you're going to do for setup is you're going to take your cloud. It's got these 2 pieces. You want to take the sort of small end of it and put that on the bottom so that it gives it an elevated surface. And then you're going to line up this notch here with the letter A, and then there's a red circle right in the middle of the board, and the bottom part of that plastic piece forms a little target that you can center over the dots within the red circle. This notch here in the cloud always points north throughout the game, and then you've got this spinner that you're going to flick that's going to determine cloud movement. And, whatever it does, so it's on B7, and so that would say that the cloud rotates to B. The cloud always rotates in the same direction, so you kind of like hold it down, and you'd go, oh, until it lines up with B. And then you'd also move it that number of spaces in whichever direction. So in the case of 7N, that means it would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces north. So that's how cloud movement works. The game tells you to assign spinner duties to one person, and they're going to be in charge of the spinner. I think if you're playing with, adults, they can probably handle taking turns using the spinner. The other thing you're going to have happen when you're dealing with spinner movement is if it lands on the words north, east, west, or south, that means that you're supposed to take the cloud and, after doing the inner rotation, move it all the way across the board in whatever direction it's saying. So in this case, it's, rotate it to E. So here we go, we're rotating to E. And then you would move it all the way north. And at that point, you would pick up the cloud, and if any ships are caught underneath it, you would remove them. And this is the only time you're supposed to remove the cloud from the board, and then you would, reset it, put it back in the center of the board, and be ready for the next turn. Pretty sure what we did in our video is if the cloud ever made it to the edges anyway, we would pick up the cloud and pull the pieces off. I don't think it's a big deal either way, whatever you choose to do. What the rulebook tells you to do is that, if it's on any of these numbers and not the words north, south, east, or west, that you're supposed to limit movement to the edge of the grid, and the cloud can never traverse past the edge of the grid, but you're not supposed to pick up the cloud unless it's specifically on these 4 words. Again, I don't think it really matters that much, and just do whatever suits your needs best. The last thing you're going to do as part of setup is you're going to be putting one of your ships in every one of the ports. If you have fewer than 4 players, then there will be empty slots. That's important because during the game, the number of ships that can be in a port is determined by the player count. So if you're playing a 2-player game, you can only ever have a maximum of 2 ships in any given port. To determine the start player, you're going to roll the die, and whoever rolls the highest gets to go first, or do something else. Whoever is most intimidated by the Bermuda Triangle can go first. What you're going to be doing is, on your turn, you'll roll the die and choose one of your ships and move it that number of spaces along the ship path. You can see that the ship path is pretty clearly outlined on the board. You got to move one of your ships if you can. You can choose which ship to move. When it comes to movement and the cloud, you cannot move your ship underneath the cloud or touch a ship that is under a cloud. So, say we had rolled a 6, and we're yellow here. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't do this because you'd move yourself under the cloud, so you would be able to stop here. And then other ships could move up to here, but they can't go into this slot either. The rules tell you that if you land by exact count on either your ship or someone else's ship, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you're supposed to take that other ship and move it back to the previous port. We didn't do that in our gameplay footage because we thought it didn't make any sense, because it doesn't make any sense. But certainly if you're playing by the way the game tells you to play, then that is a thing you're supposed to do. The thing we did do, if you're dealing with movement, you're allowed to move past other ships. So you just have to count their space. So this is 1, 2, 3, and don't pick up the other ship with your magnet. So you're allowed to move on the path over the top of someone else. We just kind of did a rule that you're not allowed to land on the same space as them. Like I was talking about, we've got this thing with the ports having limitation size based on player count. We're in a 4-player game, so all 4 are open. The other limitation is you can only have up to 2 of your own color in any given port. So if red moved his second piece in here, he wouldn't be allowed to bring a 3rd boat into this bananas port. The other thing is if you're moving and you have, say, red rolled like a 6, you go 1, 2, 3, and your turn ends whenever you come up to a port. Like, all your movement stops there. And then when you land in a port, you would take the top card of a pile. You delivered $30,000 worth of bananas, and you keep that in front of you. And now the next time someone delivers there, they're only going to get $10,000 for their bananas. So probably people are going to be less inclined to deliver bananas, and they'll kind of stop moving towards here and probably go towards the oil. But they can't get to the oil right now because the cloud is here. After everybody has taken a turn moving, so everybody moves one of their ships, then you're going to flick the spinner and move the cloud as dictated by the way it moves. So, this is telling you to rotate to B, and then it's going to go north 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you heard that click, that means that ship just got picked up by the storm. That means that ship is going to be probably out of the game. But you never really know for sure when the cloud is moving, because sometimes it will pass over ships and keep moving around, and the ships will still be there when the cloud moves away. The rules about it are that as long as your ship is anywhere underneath the path of a cloud, you're not allowed to interact with it, and you just kind of have to hope that it passes on and leaves you alone. It is possible that if there are several ships blocked up underneath the cloud, that other ships will kind of just get bumped and pushed around. If a cloud moves off and your ship is still there when it does, you'll just move the ship to the closest spot on the path around the board to where it ended up, and that's just where your ship is now. Like I said before, whenever you get to the words that push the cloud all the way to the outer edge, you'll pick it up off the board. You'll take any ships that are stuck underneath it and remove them from the game. They are gone. They were consumed by the mysterious cloud. You'll reset it and put it back in the center of the board. And now that player, green, has one fewer boat to move on his turn. We kind of talked about this during the gameplay, but we're not really sure that losing boats actually necessarily affects your ability to be successful in the game, because if anything, it makes you more efficient with your moves, but it does also limit your options. So, you know, it could be good or bad, I guess. And like I said, basically that's what you're going to do. You know, everyone takes a turn moving a ship, you move the cloud, and you keep doing that until someone has hit the targeted amount of money, or if any one player has run out of ships, in which case the person with the most money at that point wins. And that is Bermuda Triangle.
Let's find out what happens with this sinister mystery cloud.
Oh, we're playing two. In a short game, you played at 200,000. In the standard game, you played at 350,000. I'm sure 350,000 is way too much for
200,000 points?
200,000 bucks.
All right,
like
so
these
I
cards
made
are worth dollars.
1 point. Cool.
So,
Yep. So we'll be here through the next several weeks.
I would say playing at 200,000 is probably fine.
Okay, let's go to 200,000.
All
right.
So you're going to come and you're going to like move your guy from bananas over to oil, pick up oil, and...
So why does it say Bermuda Triangle game on all of these things?
They don't want you to forget.
Yeah,
Wait. And also,
they don't want you to mix up your oil cards from Bermuda Triangle with your
game.
Oil cards from Monopoly.
do you have to
Power
port?
Grid.
Do you have to port to get one of these? Like, say, if this was full and none of us decide to move one of these,
You can't dock.
Yeah.
in which case
you
you
can
can't.
leave your boats there to block a place.
Yeah, so then you can't get. Okay.
Yeah, that's totally a thing.
Huh.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to roll. I'm moving 3 spaces with that stained die.
I don't like how it's tiny. Yep.
I'm going to go 1, 2, 3.
Fascinating. Next.
Right out there into the danger zone.
I'm green. 1.
Does the move have to be on just
Which one
one
do you wanna
ship,
move?
or can you move several different ships with
So he's
your
going to
turn?
begin his long
One
journey.
ship.
All right.
Right, you can't split that die up.
Nope.
It's all one. Yeah.
Why don't we
Oh.
get a sorry popper?
Oh, yeah?
We could just always just pop and then like.
That's not sorry, that's trouble.
It's
Yeah,
true.
trouble.
I got 1 as well, so I'm gonna go.
Oh.
Oh, no.
You can't move. You can't move.
You said I
Has
can
to be a
pass,
different
and you said a
one.
pass could be 1.
I've got 2.
Okay, because I did ask you, and you said it would be 1 for the pass.
No, he said you can pass it.
Well, I'm glad we're clearing
But
up
you
this
can't
right
land
now.
on the
Perfect.
So we will not experience this ever again, and no one will ever
Wonderful.
bring it up.
All right. So, wonderful.
Looks like you can't move lumber.
You know what? I'm so sick of this oil over here. Now you guys can't move
Which
out of
one's
there
worth
if you
more?
get 1. Well, think about
There's
it.
no value more than the others.
I mean, it's random what cards.
What's on top.
it's-
Oh,
cards are all
these
shuffled.
are not always the same. Okay.
Yeah. So
5.
Also, think about how much a pound of wood is
4,
versus a
5.
pound of oil.
It's true.
The
Pound of wood is way more
yeah,
expensive.
way more.
pound of Puerto Rican wood, no less.
Yeah, that's right. It's from the Prince of Puerto Rico's
I don't remember
private
how to get
reserve.
the...
I was hoping you were gonna do one more P. Like, Prince of Puerto Rico's private property, or like something.
property.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Storm times.
Unfortunately, I don't
Crap.
think that there's a forest.
Oh, I
in
bet
P.
there-
Oh.
East.
G.
Just-
It just goes east.
Yeah, just rotates.
Just rotates to G. So this notch has to stay to the north, so we don't want to turn that. But
You
it'll
got it?
go until G is, and it's kind of wobbly and annoying to do from this angle.
All right, it's still on the point. Okay.
Ah.
Good.
How do you feel, Sean, knowing that it's ever so slightly closer to your double
All right.
green boat?
Is it your turn to roll again?
Yeah.
This game is super
How do we get that
interactive.
home port bonus? I don't remember what that is.
You gotta get to the place where the home port is.
Whoa, cheater.
4.
Yeah, I tried to cheat by going the other direction from where you're allowed to go. The boats can only go one way.
Watered down my Mountain Dew.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump right up here.
You mean sail on over?
Yeah.
Wait, where'd you go?
He moved that one.
Oh, he has a 4. I hope that swallows you whole.
Also mention that if your ship gets picked up, it's out of the game. Like, if it gets to
don't
the
get
edge
back?
of the board, you don't get it back. It's out.
Yeah.
5. Awesome.
Sounds fair and balanced.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What kind of games are they again? Where it's
There you go.
it's chess or checkers or abstract?
strategy?
No, abstract games.
strategy. Yeah.
There's a specific type where you can see everything on the board. There's
Yeah.
no like hiding or anything.
That was basically an abstract strategy. I'm like a
1.
it's the best thing to roll.
You know, it's far more strategic to get a 1 than anything else.
I don't believe in this game you ever want lower
Spin
than
that
5.
storm.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh.
W
Whoa.
10
Okay, so it's gonna
D.
move. Yeah, so it's gonna
So
move
what do we do?
west.
Rotate to D.
Yeah.
Rotate to D first. So clockwise. Yep. Comes around to D. Okay. And then it's gonna move 10 dots west.
This is
West.
east. It's gonna be
West,
west.
Yep.
my friend.
Yep.
Get that garbage out of here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's blocking your path, Mister.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Wait, can it pick them up from the ports?
Theoretically.
Because look, I'm
This
watching.
can go all the way.
Yeah, that's even pretty close to that port. Wow, that's
we-
interesting.
We chose the correct time to get out of
Right, because I can't get out of there. Right now.
Sugarland.
You say chose.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
End of
Fair
times.
enough. Fair enough.
got a 2.
2. I guess I'm gonna leave Lumbertown over there if you want to go and move me to.
What color are you?
Blue.
Gross.
So, one weird thing about this, specifically how this is played out, have you ever watched, what's that stupid guy that reads, what's on Star Trek? That everybody loves?
LeVar Burton. That stupid guy on Star Trek. Get that
He
nerd
said,
out of here.
That guy who reads. So I was like, reading Rainbow, LeVar Burton. What do you got against LeVar Burton and reading Rainbow?
No, Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton. Like, he does like a
I totally thought you were
game
going
thing.
George Takei.
No.
Like, when you were saying that, I'm like, I'm gonna let other people guess what you're trying to think.
No, where he does a board game thing and it's like pulls out so you can actually
5.
see like the interaction
Yeah.
of people
Oh.
and everything.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at
I don't
this.
have. Like, I'm not
1,
gonna
2,
set up
3,
my
4,
camera.
5.
Oh,
Draw a
Yeah.
lumber card.
Yeah.
What are you owing?
you've got
made
2
it.
and 1. 2 and 1.
Can I not
allowed.
have 2 and 1?
He's allowed.
Yeah.
Ha! Look at that.
You
$40,000.
can't have more than 2 of your boat in a port.
Oh,
can't.
I was
More than 2.
hoping to just fill it all
Yeah,
up
and then
You-
say
and then roll zeros.
yeah.
You've got all the lumber you need, my friend. But you can't just like wait there forever, I guess.
40,000 lumber. That is a lot of lumber.
$40,000.
Well, actually, if you think about a house,
I don't know, 40,000. This was uninflated
No, those are
money.
$1977.
Yeah,
oh, that's right.
Would you like to have a spin, or is this
it's fine.
carefully, placed in your
Luke, how about
camera?
you?
Yeah, I don't need the thrill of it.
you
It's
want to
fine.
spin?
You know what? I'm gonna
Yeah.
take my spin.
No,
time.
go ahead. Go ahead.
It breaks off. North 10 H.
This sucks.
Okay.
Spin it to H.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, go take
I got
your
this.
stupid
Okay.
little things.
Okay. Spin.
Me and Sean
Around.
barely got by the storm,
Bring it around.
and
Keep
now. Oh.
H. All right.
Okay.
Now 10
Now
north.
10 north.
That
So
way.
toward me. Yeah.
Yeah. Sucks for you guys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. I hope I'm not picked up under this.
What do you mean by sucks for you guys? I'm over at the lumber yard.
That's plenty of
Okay.
room.
Okay. Well, 6 spaces.
Alright. I'd probably catch up and sink his boat. Trying to tell you that's a mechanic you can do.
They can shoot.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Battleship.
I use my U-boat.
And then one of them dies, and you're like, oh, he just got lost in the storm, guys. And oddly enough, I've got twice the cargo.
All right. Well,
2, I'm sure. Yep.
1, 2.
All right, Luke, your turn.
Time for some mayhem. Which means I probably have to move my stupid... Actually, if I get a 3... Perfect! Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, wow.
Is it perfect? Because if it moves down this way, you can get picked up.
You know what? I like to live on
Dangerous.
some kind of side.
I like to live.
2.
Period.
There we go.
All right, my turn. 3.
Oh yeah, you're yellow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
The
9,
storm.
10.
All right.
You guys got a convoy going over there.
Come on, south.
North.
North.
4.
Hold on.
Rotate to E.
E.
Okay.
Gross. All right.
Okay.
All right. You want to do?
Where's J?
Rotate.
No! I got picked up.
All right. Now I'm in 4 north.
Yep.
1, 2. Oh, I'm at the end.
Okay, so it stops there.
So I get my guy back, right?
No.
That's not what happened.
Well, now.
That vote is gone.
I think because it hit the edge of the board, you're going to reset the cloud. But
If you want to look at the rules and see if you can find that, since I don't remember where that is in there.
Well,
We'll go ahead and figure out what.
Man, these are all terrible games.
Oh, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could just move into Lumbertown.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
4,
his is
5,
worth 40,000.
6.
Let's see if yours is worth
It's
40,000.
6 to get into Lumbertown.
Or if you get like
I'm gonna move into
shoddy balsa
Lumbertown.
wood.
Gonna move me into Lumbertown.
Nope.
I'm blue.
Oh, you're this one. I was thinking.
Moving on into Lumbertown. Do you
Give me
have
that-
to get exact?
Give me that top card.
I doubt it.
Do you have to like? Can you like run and gun past it, or do you have to?
you end your
ready?
turn at the dock.
At the docks.
$50,000.
Oh, his is worth more.
Oh, I guess
Fitty.
All right, Sean, it's your turn.
Yeah,
He's looking up how
He's
to.
looking
do
to see
this
if.
first.
What happens if we hit the edge?
Yeah.
All right. Well, while he's doing that, let's do some commentary.
So what do you think so far?
I think it's bad.
What do you think is bad about it? Is it the die rolling?
It's that his ship is gone now.
Is it the?
That's the entirety of why.
That I'm losing is why it's
Sorry.
bad. No, honestly, I like the idea that there's something random happening that we don't have control over on the board. What I really don't like about is the lack of interaction with other players, and also that I literally have a choice of 4 at max. Me personally, 3 now. Once I get down to one ship, it'll be roll a die, go to the next person, roll a die, go to the next person. Like, I don't think that there's any That's what I hate about certain games, like in Magic. Like certain types of decks have 0 crossplay or interaction with other players.
Sure.
It's a very boring game.
Well, I think that your strategy also doesn't work well. Where you're
Strategy
trying,
is roll.
No.
Choose
See,
what
your
you're for.
strategy
Each time
of choosing
the
to
arrow
lose the
spinner
boats
points to the right.
doesn't work well with
Each time
it.
the arrow
I should have
spinner points
rethought my
towards the north,
strategy.
east, or
Soon
west,
I'll be down to
after the
1
cloud
vote,
location,
hopefully.
last stop, direction,
If everything goes to
If everything goes to plan, I'll be on one
Okay,
boat
so
and I'll have no
when it's-
choices at all.
When it lands on east.
Well,
what
no,
happens
like
that.
And after the cloud locator, move the last dot in that direction. So it's pointing north right now, right?
Well, it's pointing
Yeah, it's pointing
North 4.
to the north.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
So if it's at as far north as it goes, then you're gonna pick up the cloud, remove the ships that are under it, and then put it back in the center.
Oh, okay.
So it is as far over there.
Okay.
Oh.
Remove the yellow ship
It's out.
and give it back to the yellow owner.
To rightful owner.
But the interesting thing about that is if it never hits the edge of the board, you could
you
have
just
junk
have
up
ships
ships
forever.
just like sitting there blocking the magnets.
What letter do you think we put it
Yeah.
back on?
the very center thing where the little dot is.
Put it back on.
You
Start
see-
over on A.
Yeah.
So I have less choices now of what to do.
Yeah.
So eventually I'll just be rolling one thing.
I understand, yeah.
And here's another problem with that, right? Well, yeah, no, because this is
That as
all.
the beginning of the game.
It's gonna take me one. Like it takes you 4 turns to move the things as much as it would for me to do 1 turn, because I'm always moving the same. I'm always getting 1 die roll. Here's another problem with that. I'm always getting 1 die roll of movement. You're getting 1 die roll of movement. So you have no advantage for having 4 ships to my 1.
It's true.
Because I move 4 times as fast as you do with your 4. So it's not a balancing issue until I lose my last ship.
And then you're just out of the game.
Yeah, but you see that's the problem. There's no strategic advantage to having more ships.
Well, we have options.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
I will move to 4 ports at the same speed that you move to 4 ports. That's it. All right, so this is my commentary of why I think this is not a great mechanic.
Here's the thing: is that I strategically went towards the storm, knowing that it would chaotically, by random chance, go away for a month.
Not all of us can see the future.
1, 2, 3, 4. Boom.
This little queue over here to get into the Banana Republic.
Yeah, they're trying to get those bananas.
So no, I like this, but but what we're doing I don't like.
Spin that storm.
Okay. It is D10.
West 10.
Okay, so D. We're going to spin all the way. Okay.
Sean's like, that could potentially...
10 West again.
That could potentially pick.
So just coming right back over here to Sugar Town.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, there it is.
What do you think of this game, Sean?
Alright.
It's okay.
1.
It doesn't take away at all, except for he almost went to port.
Yeah, like I almost had the
Yeah, so he lost one.
Yeah.
That's all I've done the whole game.
Yeah.
You know how I moved out of there?
I'm not leaving the bananas. I'm going to stop there and wait, and you can't get your bananas.
I am going to continue my journey over there, I guess. So I'm going to move that guy 1, yeah. There you go.
2.
This should be called... Is there a game called Banana Republic?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe.
They should.
There might be like
children
a war game
soldiers.
named that.
Like Puerto Rico, the game can be
It could be
Banana
like,
Republic version.
1.
It could be.
I guess you gotta move out of the lumber or the banana zone.
Oh.
You know what?
You may as well move lumber.
Well, Rob is usually a nice guy to me, so I'm going to do this.
Usually a nice guy.
It's entirely
right in.
Entirely
Take those
because
bananas.
yeah.
Hooray.
Banana Republic could totally be a new Bonanza. You could have little banana soldiers.
Spin that storm.
You're building up in an army.
Okay, this could suck if it goes north.
4S.
South.
Oh.
G4S.
Okay, yep, all the way around to G, right there, yep.
All right.
Then 4 south.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I find this to be like a Schadenfreude kind of game, where you're kind of.
Are you gonna get out of Sugarland real quick? While you've got a chance there.
I don't understand how this is Schadenfreude. I feel nothing about Schadenfreude here. This is just
5.
a Schaden.
I feel like it would be foolish to sail into the storm. Oh well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could be just out of the storm.
Pull Lieutenant Dan and just do it.
It's like, this is what you want.
Yeah.
Just get bananas.
You could get bananas.
What did he say to God
Yeah, I'm
when
gonna
he's
just
like
get
up there and he's
bananas.
like,
Even though I rolled a 5.
He's like, is this all you?
Get my
No.
40
Is
grand
this
worth of
the best
bananas.
Truman? Truman Show. Whoa, $40,000 in bananas. Did you roll?
Yeah.
Oh,
I did it during his turn. And
do you normally
walked off
win
my
this?
thing,
What's your strategy?
Yeah.
I
What's your
rolled
win
die.
percentage of the
okay.
game?
So you rolled
I got
the die.
1. So
So close.
I'm gonna,
Move that storm.
wait a
Move
second.
that storm 12 north.
just gonna
You know what?
spin it to E.
I'm gonna do this one.
Okay, so if
Right
there was
there.
like an asymmetric thing where one person
There you go,
plays the storm, I think I might find that kind of
Actually, that would be
interesting.
That would be
kind
kind
of
of
cool.
fun.
That
yeah.
would be, because then you'd be hunting people down. But then again, if you have one person that just grudges against one person,
Yeah. That's
Well, they could do it anyway.
Destroys
except
friendships.
for not in this kind of game where you absolutely don't have any
Alright.
agency. It's
Okay.
C West.
C West. See, that's what I was
So
saying.
what does that mean?
Pointing it just west.
He
makes
just
it sound
rotates
like-
to C
Yeah.
and does nothing. Like, he just
Jacob's like hoping. This is what I mean. Like as he's staring, he's smiling, hoping that it picks up Sean's.
And roll my tiny 1977 die. 4.
Yeah, another thing I don't like about this game is the die feels real tiny in my hands. Makes my hands look even bigger than they are. Feels
if
real
anything, that
awkward.
make you feel powerful.
Yeah.
It makes me feel awkward. They're
Jacob
big
already
enough.
has big hands.
Yeah,
1, 2,
I just want to be normal.
4.
This is not helping.
1.
Where are you going, Sean?
Okay.
Well, I think it's about time for some banana loving.
Yeah. I opened that up so you could get in there.
Yeah, see? Well, I opened it up for you.
Yeah,
See,
exactly.
We're like, You know, we should make our own,
banana buddies.
what's it called?
Banana buddies.
Trading company.
Yeah, that's what I think.
It's the Robin Lake.
You know, if I'm just gonna put,
How did you get $40,000 of bananas?
I think
Whereas I only got 20.
5.
I think if you really wanted
Some
to,
of your
you could
bananas went
keep
bad.
your like cards secret and people wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Like
That is true.
But,
That's
like,
true.
there's also no means of doing anything to other people. Really,
I'm just gonna throw
so.
this out there. If you and I had a merger right now,
It's only E North.
we'd be pretty close to winning.
We would almost. But
Just saying.
I still need to be able to overthrow you in time. I'm like that, hey, how are you doing? Because you're kind of like the boss.
In
Because
true,
you're obviously winning. But
Obviously.
in true
I'm going to
company,
LeFou you.
You'd have to LeFou.
LeFou him. He's a Gaston-like guy.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Oh, did that storm just
Wait,
rotate
yeah,
again?
yeah.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, it didn't move. It just rotated.
You know what? I'm going to spin next time. I get
5.
to. I
Okay.
believe you guys are holding off the beast.
I mean, I haven't spun it ever because I don't care. So
Well, I do.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm
It's
gonna
very
go ahead and
personal.
go into
Like-
risky territory here. Here we go.
I'm gonna like
1, 2,
lean over the
3,
board
4,
and-
5.
Another weird thing is this cycle here, and this is just aesthetics. It's spinning one way, but we turn it the other way. I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh.
all the way into the lumber.
Lumbering. 70? That's
Wow.
stupid.
Do they
You
get-
just out-lumbered and bananaed me.
Are these random?
Yeah.
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 I mean, there's like they're to a certain. There's a range.
There's
of
ones at
value.
300,000. If
But
you
like,
get
I
it,
don't.
I was just
I
curious
don't
if
know
it
that
gets
the rulebook
more
even
the
tells
further-
you what the range of value
I was
is.
just curious
or
if
I
it
mean,
was
they go from like 10
weakest
to
on
9.
top.
3. Wait, where am I? Oh, that's right. 2 of them are in here. Let's get right to it. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
We're heading on towards it.
I really hope that I just
Jacob,
barely
you can
get
do
out
it.
of there. And you,
1, 2, 3.
Boom.
Bring it on, Storm.
All right. Come on, Luke.
Oh,
Get your spin
ah,
on.
time to murder some people.
You mean to lose them?
Oh,
It's just south.
Yeah.
A south.
I think it is just south.
it's right on the line. I think it's just over in the south side, though.
Yeah.
Just A.
Capture his stupid little boat, Mr.
Man.
$70,000 of lumber.
Sugar down there is just getting messed up by this storm that will not leave. Tiny die. Here we go. Get out of the danger zone. That's not the way you get out of the danger zone.
Who knows? Maybe it'll come perfectly right.
Yeah, if it hits the edge and it just drops right down.
I may just be like just barely outside.
2. What will Sean do?
I'll leave the
All right, Bonanza.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Luke.
You guys know what that means. Time to
Get
roll a
some oil.
6.
Oh, there's
Right here.
There's such
6.
such strategy. So many things.
It's
to
like
think
the
of.
few times I call it, it does exactly what I want.
Call enough
1,
times
2,
and then
3,
it'll happen.
4, 5, 6.
Would you be happier if you rolled 2 dice or did something that wasn't just like a 1 to 6 range? If it was more like mitigated.
What, a 2 to
Oh,
12?
1 to 12.
Well, but like I mean,
No,
Well, I
but
guess it
there's-
would be 2 to
what I don't like is the lack of interaction.
1.
1.
Could you
F
get
you,
closer?
buddy!
You can get closer.
There you go.
It's gonna rotate
Alright.
clockwise.
Now Sean's like, I
Come
want
on.
to do this. West.
Oh.
Oh, it's going back in the middle.
D? No, West is this way.
D.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna hit and it'll jump.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And then it goes, and then it goes
D.
10.
Now west.
1, 2, 4.
and that's the edge.
All right,
Okay,
Okay.
so resets.
Like that.
Well, your little boat is still.
I don't know.
So, Jacob, what do you like
set
about
it up on
this?
A.
What do I like about it? There are things to like. I like the random mechanic of the storm.
Okay.
That is perfectly fine. I just don't like how there's nothing else for us to do.
Well, you can't move that blue boat because it's partially under the store.
Yep.
I might have peed a little when we put that down. I'm not gonna lie.
You know, if you guys could just
no.
see ahead like I do in the chaos.
No.
So I don't know, Sean. What do you like about this game?
I think the magnet thing is really cool.
Yeah,
Like
I
think
do
it's a
really
cool
like that
It's
too.
super unique.
A little Mario Party,
2, 3,
which is always fun.
what do you not like about this game?
oh, the die is stupid. Like rolling 1 die and just like move 1 to 6 spaces. If someone just rolls all 6s, they'll just win.
So
probably.
let's say in theory that we start off with
2
cards and we
Movement
draft
cards?
and
Yeah.
we have abilities and movements and things that we
yeah.
can use. But there is still a die. You know, like, oh cool, this is a ×2 or this is a whatever and like you or this is a something that'll mess up your trade route, or this will take away your money.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's worth noting that
the expansion fixes everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Because we're playing.
No, there's no expansion to this. This is like.
I was like,
it's worth noting that since we're playing like these old junk games right now, there is a company that's taking old games and remaking them
better?
with new modern mechanics.
That's not a big surprise because you can't trademark game mechanics, so they just like, oh, I'm going to do the exact same thing but make it not crap.
The company's name is Restoration Games.
Yeah.
That's cool.
South 7.
C7
Oh, it
South.
spins first. Spins to C.
Oh no, that's all the way around.
C7
there's no
South.
chance. Oh, there it went. There it went.
It's like a huge storm is raging.
See? It's the worst sound ever.
Down south.
3, 4,
7.
5, 6, 7.
Wait, who's blue?
There's one more line, so it doesn't reset. Alright, well, there you go.
Well,
Your whole fleet is gone.
Went from being in the lead
Don't
to
worry, those are just the two boats with the
nothing.
women and children. He still has all of the product on the other
5.
ones.
Yeah. Alright. There's also kind of an abstraction about it, like you just like get random money by just getting to a port. You don't like have to actually physically deliver goods anywhere. It's not really a pick up and deliver system.
you can
I
banana
think
it.
that in theory what it is meaning is that you
You
start
have-
here
you
and you're taking
carry
sugar
these
to
bananas,
the
yeah.
banana
and this is
one.
the price that you got when you got
But
there.
what's weird is that these are not. If lumber was here,
There you go.
so you should have only. Wait, is this? Are these all lumber? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you're delivering lumber to this place from somewhere else.
Yeah.
2. I'm oiling.
What might be cool is if
Boom.
these were bigger ships and you actually had the little icons, kind of like in Power Grid or something, that you put on there, and then a
Or
storm
cubes that you
could
picked
knock
up.
off and you lose part of the ship.
There
Or
are
stuff
games
like
where you
that.
have
Or if
boats
the
with
cubes were
on them.
magnets.
Yeah,
And they were the things that got
that
picked
gets
up?
lost, and you still have the people to
So,
go.
boom. Oil.
You got oil?
Oh my gosh! Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your
but
turn.
He's got a lot of money.
Yeah.
6.
And a lot of ships.
1.
I didn't know if that was going to be a
4,
thing.
5, 6.
Oh, that storm's gonna reset, and you're gonna be real sad.
Yeah, that's exactly where I
What,
was.
more sad than I already am?
Boom! South.
South.
Hey.
Oh, just rotates.
Just spin it, yeah. A 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes.
Boom.
Now I'm Luke.
3.
Any options, do
I like how everyone down in the Caribbean is just chilling. Like, they don't want to leave.
Yep.
They're visiting port and like hanging
like,
out on the beach.
Look at what happened to
bad.
everyone who tried to go.
Really bad over there in Sugarland.
Everybody who tried to go to Cuba, make the treacherous journey.
You know what? I don't need oil anymore. Let's leave lumber zone. I feel pity for you.
Oh,
1, 2,
nice.
3.
No, he just knows that it's going to go that way. So
It's gonna shoot this way. It's go up
coming
this
up to
way.
oil
And come
town,
back
yeah.
down.
That's right.
No, leave.
Once you, yeah, let's see what I get.
Oh,
400,000.
10,000.
400,000.
Please be 10,000.
400,000. Oh, so, there we go. 60.
Okay.
Hey, I
Alright.
have just increased my value 100.
Billion%.
And-
South is
infinite
gonna reset
percent.
after it spins.
G4S.
Okay, so it gets here and it comes.
Bam. Reset. Okay.
Yep.
So,
It's gonna steal my thing right there.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to, technically.
Wait,
as soon
it
as it
resets like
spins.
that. It doesn't go to
Yeah.
G.
And it
No, it goes
resets
to
back
A.
to the way you
Yeah.
started the
Holy,
game.
that is very close.
That's
and you can't
exactly
move.
where I was.
All right,
so
man. So I'm
welcome
dead.
to that.
Not necessarily, Jacob.
Welcome to Pound Town.
Well, at least-
Population me.
Oh, a 6! And guess what? I wonder which boat I'm going to move.
Whoa, weren't you underneath there, you
No.
big old
No,
cheater?
it was not.
Nope, only you.
Good.
90 grand in oil.
Yeah,
You're
that
so
oil's
close.
super.
Do they have a Mario Party board game with all of the mechanics of just like, oh, you were last
can't-
place,
I
here's
can't do
12
anything
points
from
and
here.
stuff like that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
An official Mario Party board game would be kind of amusing if it had a whole bunch of little
Because
obnoxious
it's a board
mini
game,
games.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
5.
a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah, like a whole
Alright.
bunch of like little dexterity
Like
or
a big
dice
chart of them.
rolling. Yeah.
I think
know
it'd be,
what?
I think it'd be super fun. In that,
Just
I hate
sugar.
Mario Party.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna do it. We're going 5.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
If it goes south, We'll see.
You know what?
If it goes south, it goes south.
I feel like if did you? Well said.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's gonna come and eat me.
Well, I feel like you need to lose one boat. Just
70
experience the game.
northeast.
Oh, well, you are totally boned.
70.
Wow, that is real bad for you guys. Yep, there's one.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was just an H, wasn't it? Right?
Yep, right there. Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
did
yeah.
I turn it the right
A
way?
to H. Yeah, you're turning it the right way.
H.
Yep.
and then it goes
7 east.
Yeah.
No, we're good. We're good. Whatever.
Well, Sean can't move.
Yeah.
I can't move.
You guys are in bad shape right
Look
there.
at this. Well, my one that I moved randomly out.
I hope it moves back down exactly
4.
like you called it.
Yeah.
Well,
You have
I'm gonna go
at
to-
max 2 choices.
I'm gonna move to lumber. I'm gonna move Lumbertown over there 3 spaces and move right up behind Jacob and.
This is the pain train. You don't want to go this way.
I do believe Pain Train is the name of the
my prediction is that you guys are gonna get swept off the map, and then I'm just gonna move right in.
Alrighty.
Move
Our
right into
ships will
Sugartown.
smack you and push you
4.
around.
We're gonna move this one. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hold on. What is this again?
If
If
we
you
get
get
back
to the home
this is
port,
home
you get
port.
a bonus.
So we get that on top of the sugar.
Yeah.
There you go, Jacob.
But it's such a like
Such a treacherous route.
Yeah.
I can't move.
Wait, do you only have the one?
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well then I'm very glad I actually moved for you.
Well,
Here we go.
Please go south.
E.
Rotates to E.
It's gonna pick me up, and then I'm out of the game.
Moves 4 north. No, those ships are gone.
that's a
This is
disaster.
the dumbest game. Like, by nothing.
One. I guess I'm gonna. Can I move into that spot over there?
Yes.
I guess I'm gonna go to move into it.
All right.
Yeah, just barely.
Nothing
Yeah.
of my own skill caused me to be out of this game.
It's called placement, Jacob.
It's
You have to
called
know,
Mario
You have to
Party.
know when to move. I told you what was gonna happen.
Mario Party.
I've rolled mostly 1s in this game, and
Come
so
on.
I feel like
Give
I'm
me-
losing because just
I just want a 3.
my ships are just crawling
there
along.
we
He's
go.
roll like 6s
1,
over
2,
and over again.
home
It's
port sugar.
That's gonna be it.
Home
Yeah,
port
yeah.
sugar.
It's totally a dice thing.
what'd you
It's
get?
whoever rolls
30,
the most best
50.
wins.
50, 100. My math is horrible.
You going
250, 210,000.
All right, game
We're
over.
playing to the short game. 10,000.
Oh,
Actually, it does tell you to play until
250.
someone loses all their boats as well. So like we
Oh.
could have ended before
Oh.
then. So actually, you didn't get that 50,000.
Oh.
Take it
sugar
away,
and
Luke,
home
we'll
bone.
see.
I think that he would beat me then.
Does that mean you guys are tied
Wait.
or no?
I'd be at
160?
160. I'd
What
be
are
at
you at?
160.
180.
Oh, it looks like you win then.
Sorry, that is in the rules.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, then that's what we have to go by.
Did you listen to these rules that he's just making up as he
If
goes
we
along?
didn't play by the rules, you would have won the next turn.
Well,
What do you got there? 60.
that is true. But if I had known that, I would have told Jacob to go somewhere else
Yeah.
to save him from himself.
I like the mechanic, but you know what it is? In this game, there has to be a way to get your ship back. To trade in some of the lumber, like 60,000. All right,
Maybe
I want
your
a
soul.
boat back.
If you had like 4 little soul things, or you had
No, just
soul tokens.
Just trade your money. Like all the money
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
get. Like I want to buy a boat back, so I buy a
you
boat back
can't
so
buy
I can
boats
keep going.
with money. You only have to
You
use your
buy
soul.
with souls.
Yeah.
That was an error. I just accidentally logged our cash values in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, nice. How much money did we make in Ninja Turtles?
180,000 points.
I was just like, yeah, so Jacob's got 60 grand.
Yeah, it's
And then I
pretty
looked
rough.
at it, I was like, Michelangelo?
Okay, so what do you think of the Sinister Mystery Cloud Swallow Ships game?
It is the best game I've played about the Bermuda Triangle made
By Milton Bradley.
by Milton Bradley.
So this game came out in 1976.
Mm-hmm.
It
definitely shows.
Yeah. The cards are like that terrible 70s quality cards. And there's something about it that's extremely quirky that I find endearing. I'm not sure that the general public would agree with me.
I don't know. I would agree. I think that, these classic old board games from this era that have like that physical, quirk to them that, like King Oil has, the gear system that you twist so you don't know where the places for oil are going to be.
And that came out around the same time.
Yeah. Even up to games like, Forbidden Bridge, where, they had that big, chunky, set piece of the game. I think there's definitely something to be said for the nostalgia of that.
And it's interesting because we got this and we're like, well, we don't. There's no way.
No chance it's going to be a good game, yeah.
And we let it go, and we're like, we're going to play it before we trade it away. And then we're like, we had a surprisingly good time playing it. And then I went out of my way to get another copy of it. It's something I've never seen anything like what's in this game. This
big swirling magnetic cyclone
that may or may not function as intended.
Yeah.
And the way that actually thematically works, that it's like, oh, well, yeah, like, you don't know when you go out to sea if you're gonna make it to your intended destination or if you're just gonna get totally messed up. And I think it could be handled a lot better. I think the pick up and deliver mechanics, I don't even know that it's pick up and deliver. It's just
race,
move
effectively.
Your boats around. That could be just something completely different and be better. But the core thing that's happening with the mechanism is really interesting to me.
Yeah.
And we were talking about while playing the game that like it'd be really interesting if somebody tackled this and tried to re-implement it in a way that works in a modern market. The idea of having maybe a cloud that's not flat but has multiple tiers and different sizes of magnets. Different, some magnets are weaker than others, that sort of thing.
Even like gearing in it so that as it spun, the magnets rotated so you never knew which magnet was over which part of the cloud, too.
It's the plastic centerpiece is really fiddly. You have to basically like kind of hold it down and then kind of turn it as you're supposed to. And that obviously could be a lot better.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, for a game that has a spinner in it, I think it is fine. Gameplay wise, there are problems with like as you get your boats eliminated, it doesn't necessarily even matter. Like, and you could just lose because you just roll ones all the time.
Yeah.
And someone else just constantly roll a 6. So like the sort of roll and move aspect of it is dumb.
But you could definitely, do something that would update this and make it a really interesting game.
Yeah. And we also talked about how Restoration Games is out there right now, taking older games and making them modern and better. Yeah. I don't think that Bermuda Triangle is high on their list.
Doesn't seem likely, but it would be great.
I think it would be a solid candidate if marketed properly, I suppose. I don't know. This is one of very few board games I remember from my childhood. I don't think we owned it. I think it was
we got it at like a at like a hotel lobby kind of area and took it back to the room and played it, and we were like, oh yeah, this is fun. We kill ships.
Yeah, so I think this just happened to be like someone looked at it, was like, yeah, the kids will probably play that, and like it was like the one game that they had for rental or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I like it because it has a nostalgic factor to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely like it more than I think I should. How would you rate Bermuda Triangle?
I could pretty easily give it like a 6.75.
Wow.
I know, right? It's bold.
It is bold. Like, it's really high. But the thing is, like, if someone were like, hey, do you want to... What's this Bermuda Triangle game? It's like, okay, let's pull it out.
I'll teach you how to play Bermuda Triangle right now.
Yeah. I don't think I'm willing to go that high. I think I'd give it like a 5.5.
5.5?
Yeah.
I mean,
I still think it's pretty high.
Mine is more realistic at like a 6.25, but...
Yeah. But yeah, that is, there's something to be said for, like, I absolutely would prefer to play this over, like, there are definitely better games that I'd be like, oh, I don't want to deal with that.
I don't want to deal with that, yeah.
But what is this game with, like, this ominous storm art? We're kind of like, well, we're doing this. So, yeah, Bermuda Triangle. Also old enough that they didn't bother to put anything on the back of the box. So...
but not quite in the period to have the rules printed on the lid.
No. The lid has how to assemble the thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not even that. It's kind of like a review of how the game works.
Yeah, it's almost a summary.
Yeah. It's bullet points. So break it down.
Really, it's the back of the box, right?
Yeah,
That's what's going on here. That it's just telling you, this is what you do on your turn.
But, like, that's as exciting as they could make it seem. So, I don't know. It's probably going to be just the lowest ranked item in our collection permanently because, like, I probably won't trade it away.
Yeah.
So, it's just going to haunt some corner of the shelves.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's Bermuda Triangle.
I was going to ask you, can you make it home with your cargo, or will your fleet become just one more victim in the Bermuda Triangle?
I like how it puts home in quotes. What do you think of the Sinister Mystery Cloud Swallow Ships game?
It is the best game I've played